Okay, welcome to another video. Today on the channel, I'm going to be doing a modern league. We have RCs Houston and Vegas coming up soon. And really, I've been putting most of my focus on the upcoming Eternal weekend. But it's time that I start getting some games in for those RCs. Most likely, I'm just going to play Amulet. I'll be honest, I think the deck is still very good and it's one that I'm comfortable with, but I do want to play some with the other decks in the format, both to learn them a little bit better, learn how to play against them a little bit better, and maybe I will find something else I like more. So today I'm going to be playing some Belcher. So let me pull that up. So this is my Belcher list. It's so weird on the surface, not seeing lands in the deck, but that is obviously how the deck works. I took this list from a recent first place challenge finish. That is a player who has had a lot of success with this deck before. So for anyone who's not familiar with the deck, you don't play any lands. Instead, all your lands are the modal double face cards. So maybe I should have had them pulled to the side already kind of demonstrate that. So you play a bunch of modal double face cards, and then you have Lotus Blooms for your ramp, and then you're really just trying to kill people with Goblin Charbelcher. So Goblin Charbelcher is a 4 mana artifact. For 3 mana, you can tap it and reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. Goblin Charbelcher deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to any target. If the revealed land card was a mountain, it deals double that damage instead. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in any order. So obviously the combo here is you activate Goblin Charbelcher, you have no lands in your deck, so your opponent is almost certainly dead. There are technically times they'll survive if they have infinite life, or if they just gained a bunch of life, or I don't know, if you don't get to a Charbelcher until there's only like 5 cards left in your deck. But generally speaking, your opponent will die. To get there, you have the Lotus Blooms to speed things up, as well as the Whir of Inventions to find your Lotus Blooms. And then you just have a suite of counter magic. Spell Snare, Stern's Golding, Flare of Denials, Force of Negation, Disrupting Shoal. So yeah, you're just playing kind of a control deck until turn 4-ish when you're trying to land and activate Goblin Charbelcher. You also have Tameshi as the one creature that you care about in this deck. So Tameshi costs 2 and a blue. It is a 2/3 Moonfolk Wizard. It's a legend, and whenever one or more non-creature permanents are returned to your hand, you draw a card. That ability triggers only once each turn. And then for colorless and white, you can return a land you control to its owner's hand, turn target artifact or enchantment, aka Lotus Bloom, with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So what you're doing is you're going to sack Lotus Bloom, make triple white, activate Tameshi, pick up one of your lands, and then you can buy back the Lotus Bloom. And so you can keep doing that for each land you control. Each time you do it, you go up 2 mana. Notably, all your lands are spells as well. So you're picking up cards such as Seagate Restoration. If you pick up Seagate Restoration, you can draw half your deck, and then you'll probably figure out a way to win from there. But also, sometimes you're just going to like pick up Sink into Stupor and bounce their spell, or pick up Drawry Disruption and counter their thing. So it's relevant to know that that can happen. In the sideboard, you have Dusk Rose Reliquary. This is a removal spell that you can find off your War of Invention. You have Tezzeret the Seeker as kind of another way to tutor up your Belcher. It can also be an alternate win condition, but like that's not really why it's here. Harbinger of the Seas, so that you can make your amulet opponents really sad. Stock up for the grindy matchups. Mystical Dispute as counter magic, Hercule's Recall against all these pesky Mox Opal decks. Cameo again to grind a little bit better. Fluster, Storms for more combo centric matchups, and Control. Consigned Memory is just a good card. Torment Script is pretty obvious. And then the Mountain, because sometimes your opponents play mean things like Besiege you and try to make you search for a basic land. And it's really sad when you don't have one. You play the Mountain over the island because when you play the Mountain, it doubles the damage. So if you find it a few cards in, hopefully you don't screw yourself. And without further ado, we are going to get to gaming. Okay, so we're here for a round one. I believe this hand is a keep. It's I'm not positive, so it doesn't have a Lotus Bloom, which would help a bunch. But you do have the War of Invention on 3 to get the Lotus Bloom. There's also no counter magic, so if my opponent just does something, um, like literally anything, then it gets worse for us, right? But I do think we can just turn 3 for Lotus Bloom, and then turn 4 play Tameshi and kill my opponent. Seems our opponent is on Tron, so if they do have Karn the Great Creator, that would kind of ruin everything, unfortunately. So we're just gonna hope that they don't have it. Yeah, I really probably actually should have just mulliganed for a hand with interaction. It's like my first game with the deck. It's a good thing to know, but also like it should have been obvious, right? Like people do things in this format. Okay, clearing Flashbreaker. We'll see where this goes. Okay, they have their Mind Stone down. They have another Mind Stone. Okay, that's good. They didn't play Karn. It's still possible for it to happen, and they could also just hold up Kozilek's command to interact with Tameshi, I guess. But actually, I'm being silly. If they don't, Tameshi doesn't even matter, right? Because I'll just go straight for the Char Belcher. So really, the only thing that matters here is Karn. Drawing a card. Currently, they don't have it. That's good. Okay. Okay. So now they're presenting double Flashbreaker, which is honestly scary. I could Stern Scolding it, but what happens if I Scolding it? So if I Scolding it, can I still kill with Tameshi? Because I'd be able to untap, be on 4 mana, for 3, get the Lotus Bloom, play Tameshi, play it with 1 floating, pick it up, and that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So I could go off, but then if they have command, I lose. Versus if this resolves, they're gonna make 1, 2 triggers off of it. So I'll go down to 13. They're gonna attack me for 11, and they need to resolve 3 spells. Um, okay, and then if they just have command in hand, I counter with this, and they do it immediately. 3, 4, 5. Doesn't kill me. I mean, I kind of think they have nothing because they had to crack the Mind Stones. Like, I kind of think they're just land flood. I think it is in our best interest to counter this. Okay, if that's all they have, then I did not need to counter. So then they'd have more mana. Then they could potentially have command here. So maybe that was right. So we are going to work. Then we have to make white here. This up. They had the Dismember. Ugh, and now they have Lethal in play. I honestly didn't consider Dismember, so I guess we're dead. So, man, that stinks because we might have won if I just let their Flashraker resolve. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay, so I guess yeah. I don't know. So there's like 6 cards that beat us with the way plus cards beat us either way. I think I should just let it resolve. I I think that was bad. I think that was bad. Okay, so we are going to take out Disrupting Shoals. We're going to take out our Stern Scolding and some Spell Snares. These cards don't really matter too much. We're going to bring in Consign to Memories. We're going to bring in our Harbingers. Bring in Stock Up. I'll leave in 1 Spell Snare. Okay. Yeah, this hand seems good. We don't have Belcher, but we have that. We have plenty of mana. Next turn, we'll have Flare Denial up, and then we'll have Consign to Memory too. Yeah, I think this hand's pretty good. Okay, opponent is resolving their Devourer trigger. Oh, I wonder if I'm supposed to just like consign that, but I think I'm supposed to keep the consigns for Karn. But I do have the Thunder Trap. I mean, I do have the Thunder Trap, but I have the Flare, so maybe no. Okay, what can we find? Another Lotus Bloom, or we can find a land. We have plenty of land, so I think we'll take the Lotus Bloom. Spin that, play this land tap. So now we have Consign and Flare up, and then next turn we can Tameshi and get Seagate Restoration. I guess, was I supposed to just play Tameshi that turn, and then next turn have a bunch of mana? Since, yeah, maybe that was better. Well, opponent's just not going to do anything. That'd be ideal. Yes, so we are going to cast our Lotus Bloom. Play that. Play our Tameshi. Okay, so we are going to Flare of Denial that because we know they have the Devourer's Destiny, so we want to keep our Consign to counter that trigger. Oh, so I hit pass, but I think I was supposed to play the Seagate Restoration there. Use Scry and draw. Why does this have multiple targets? Because this doesn't work on it, right? I think I was supposed to Lotus Bloom, because if I pick up these three, I equal 9 mana. I can cast Seagate, draw half my deck, play a Thunder Trap Trainer, have Flare of Denial open, and then next turn have exactly 4 mana for a Lotus Bloom. Or with the Lotus Bloom to 4 mana doesn't do anything, but yeah. Okay, so I could just let this happen because I have the next one coming, or you can consign it. But again, I think I'd rather consign a Karn. And if I consign this, then the Devourer is just going to come down. So this is going to be gone before my next turn either way. Except, yeah, so we want to keep the options open. Beautiful. As long as they don't, play another, then I'll cry. No! Ugh, very unfortunate. I actually think they're supposed to name Tameshi. Okay, come on into the Flood Maw. I'm just gonna pack it in there. Okay, so next round we are against Lutri. We don't have the Lotus Bloom, which is unfortunate. We don't have Counter Magic, which is probably important against a Lutri deck. We do have the Belcher. We do have double Tameshi. So I kind of think we can just keep and just start presenting threats. Maybe that's wrong, but we're here to learn. We're not, so we're going to keep. Hey, this one enters tap. So we can play off curve or we can pay 3 life. But even if we pay 3 life, we're going to be off curve next turn. So I think we just play this. So now we have options because we can just leave up Whir, which we will do actually. Max us with Nethergoyf. End step, we are going to Whir. Hate that our opponent has 3 mana up. It could be literally anything. It could be Flame of an Aura, it could be Force. Okay. Be Spell Pierce. Wow. Force Negation is a little bit of a frustrating draw step there. I'm going to play this Tameshi. Okay, it'll probably die, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, multi-collapse. Okay, so 2 mana up. They could definitely have the counter. Oh, I could have Force Negation it. I don't know why I just F6 through their turn. Can we find with Thunder Trap Trainer? Logic not. Okay, that's a throwback. This is so awkward. If I play... Okay, I basically have to draw War. The other option is we just slam Charbelcher and hope they don't have anything else. I think this is a bad option, but what you got? 4 mana Subtlety. No! Okay, we're dead. I don't know how to board. Okay, Dispute comes in. Flusters come in. Tamiya's going to come in. Stockup's going to come in. Tezzeret's going to come in. I think Stern Scolding probably is bad. Force Negation is bad. Past that, who knows? I'm going to shave on Disrupting Shoals because I think their mana value's largely going to be low, but it seems kind of random. I don't know what I'm bouncing, but maybe there's something I need to bounce. That's the worst land. I'll cut one. And screw it, 61. Okay, we will keep. Seems likely enough to work out on a mulligan to 6. It's actually crazy how high the card quality of their deck is for it to be all singleton. I'm not even gonna say oh, they got so lucky or whatever, because I don't think they drew insane or anything, but it's just it's just wild. There's just no bad cards. I think the worst card we've seen so far was Logic Knot. Which, yeah, usually I would question if that's in somebody's deck, but it's not that bad. Okay. No Psychic Frog. Okay. Speaking of high card quality, that's another one. At least you're not consigning the trigger. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I paused for a minute because there's also an argument for just trying to whir for Lotus Bloom there. But I think, whoops. Rather take the suppression field. I think I'd rather have the creature for the Flare of Denial first, and then I can do that afterward. Okay, well, never mind. There goes my Flare of Denial plan. But opponent is running out of cards, so that's a good sign. Okay, I think we're just supposed to slam a Charbelcher on our turn then. And maybe they have Flame of an Aura, maybe they have a Braid, maybe they have a Force Negation here, but I think this puts us in a pretty good spot. Okay, so we got game 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the Disrupting Shoals. It seems they have a lot of 1-drops and not a lot of 3-drops, so I guess you can just hard cast it. Okay, this hand is not particularly good. um, but I think if I just draw lands, it actually like works out. Like if I draw a land on the first 2 turns, I guess if they have Thoughtseize or like Duress on one, I'll be pretty bummed. Cool. We drew the land. Yeah, we're drawing pretty well. Yeah, we're gonna run this in a counterspell. Yeah, okay. They're not countering it, which is good. We didn't really want them to. You're gonna like trick bind this? Consign the trigger. Okay. Yeah, stops me from maybe finding like a flare. Um, so we know that's their only copy of Consign, so I would think they would have wanted to save it for the Lotus Blue. Dismember, they aggressively don't want this on the board. Okay, so I think we just jam a Tameshi here. Or no, because this comes in tapped. So I really don't have much to do even when Tameshi hits. Yeah, we're gonna stick to it. Kind of get the Tameshi out while we can. Maybe they'll have a way to deal with it. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll present a threat, and then we'll be sad we couldn't draw a disruption it. Who knows? But if we get to untap, then we have the Drari and the Flusterstorm to protect the Lotus Bloom. Not that I know what, even if it gets countered, that's fine because we just pick it up with Tameshi. So they kind of like have to kill Tameshi or present a threat here. It's like annoying because we don't really have action. But opponent is just being reckless with their life total. They do not respect me turning Tameshi sideways 5 times. Oh, consult the star charts is very good. Are we looking for a lightning bolt maybe? Okay, let's draw something good here. Okay, we don't approve. Okay, that's not a bad draw. So we are going to crack this for white and pick it back up. That is just so we can pick this up and draw a card. Okay, pretty good one, honestly. Oh, I meant to attack. Oh well. Yeah, definitely meant to attack. Opponent should definitely be at 8. But no, we're in a good spot. Oh, actually, how much mana can we generate? 3, 5, 7, 9. So we can. What is this? It searches for an instant or sorcery. So maybe that's what we were supposed to do. And just search for war, and then the next turn try to win. It's funny because this actually doesn't really matter too much since we just have more in our hand. So like maybe I'm not even supposed to fight over it. But I think because turning it sideways is our win condition. Whoops, I forgot to do the thing. Should have drawn a card. Okay, I'll feel good. So they've put Lutri in their hand. So Lutri is a 3/2. So it can comfortably block, but we can just try disruption it. We're just gonna play this in half that clock. I assume they're gonna. Oh, okay. That's not what I was expecting. So we will remember to draw our card this time. This is sorcery. Yeah, still gonna play it back out. So we're holding up like Spell Snare, Drari, and Flare. Oh, and then they're gonna try to edict that. I mean, Lutri that. Okay. And then if they have anything else, we have the Drari disruption. Cool. So 1/1. Cool deck, but no match for Belcher. Okay, so we have the Lotus Bloom. We have Disrupting Shoal, which hasn't shown up yet, really, but maybe it will. We have some lands. Oh, it's the Mirror. Oh, yeah, I've seen this name before. So that's bad for us because they definitely have more experience. Okay, tap land. Okay, so we have options here. We can play Philology and try to find Flare. Though Philandry walks into Spell Snare or Stern Scolding, granted, it's probably only like 3/0s. We can also play this and just leave up Drari Disruption in case they try to play a Tameshi. But we also have Disrupting Shoal for their Tameshi, though. You know, it's possible they have something back. Our life total doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think, what are they most likely to have? I actually think they're kind of likely not to do anything on their turn. So I think playing the Philology makes the most sense. We want to leave Sink into Stupor if possible. Okay. Yep. And Flare Denial is a nice pickup. It's unfortunate that they know about it, obviously, but okay. So opponent just passed the turn, kind of like I was expecting. They're gonna whir here. I'm gonna try disruption their whir. So that resolved. Unfortunately, we don't have a 4-drop to pitch to Disrupting Shoal, but I guess our only 4-drop is Belcher, so maybe I'm glad. Hey, what are you gonna do? Yep. Tameshi. I feel like Tameshi has to not exist. I think it makes more sense to do it like this. Maybe that's wrong. But that Disrupting Shoal is not countering a Belcher next turn, whereas this Flare Denial. I hope we draw an untapped land here. Unfortunate, but I think I just let that happen. So hopefully this Thunder Trap Trainer we drew for turn finds us something good. Waterlogged Teachings in response. I think that's fine. Okay, so we have found our Goblin Charbelcher, which is, we like Goblin Charbelcher. Or for 0, I think that's fine. So you get your Lotus Bloom, and then what? I guess we don't really want Lotus Bloom existing in their yard, actually. That was silly. That was silly. Because now any future Tameshis are oh, okay, well, looks like it didn't matter. Yep, I can't spell snare that, so just use every card in their hand, which means maybe if I had just flared on the whir, I might be okay. Oh yes, none of these kill. That's really nice. Oh, they still have to draw well. Oh, did I know that's what they picked up? That was okay. So if I was paying attention, that shouldn't have happened. I guess I'm gonna like they have to use the sink at some point. Is the play here? I mean, is it just slam Belcher again? Hope it works. Kind of think so. I mean, you're like representing counterspell of some sort. Like the longer I wait, the more chances that you draw one. Could bounce, but I think I wait a turn because if I find a counterspell, I'd rather bounce afterwards. Bounce this and see if this affects the math at all. So I didn't really pay attention. Okay, well, that's not good for me. Don't think there is. Oh, yeah, there's no point in continuing. I am dead. Okay, that was kind of interesting. I wonder. I don't know. There's like a lot of choices there. Like, I wonder if slash how many of them I messed up. I'm sure I messed up. Person whose list this is side. Oh, they sided down on the Lotus Blooms and Charbelchers, which I'm kind of surprised about. Their sideboard deck actually doesn't have Tameo coming in, but I think that might have been before they had Tameo in their deck. Yeah, they had Unable to Scream. So these are the cards that come in. I'm assuming Tameo comes in. And then they board out 2 Charbelchers, 2 Lotus Blooms, 2 Spell Snares, 1 Disrupt. I already grabbed the Disrupting Shoal, I think. 1 Disrupting Shoal into the Floodmaw. I don't think the Stern Scolding's doing anything. This doesn't line up. What did I miss? So 2 Lotus Blooms. I definitely only grabbed 1. Oh, and then that works. Okay. We have a lot of interaction. I think we'll keep. Okay. I wish we had that Tameo in our opening hand. That'd be sweet. Okay. So they didn't do anything. Unsurprising. Play Thunder Trap Trainer. I don't really understand the logic behind cutting the combo. And I wish I did. I'm gonna grab. Oh no. Rats. Okay. So I grabbed the Suppression Ray. Originally I wanted to grab it because it was the white source. But I think that was just wrong. I was supposed to grab the untapped land, and I just didn't catch it in time. Clicked on the wrong card. So that was definitely me not thinking that through. Hopefully it doesn't punish us, though I suspect it will. But we'll see. Okay, that happens. Untapped land. Untapped land. That's not an untapped land. I think they probably have a bunch of counter magic. I think we're going to whir on their end step. Maybe it gets countered. Maybe it doesn't. But if it does, and they're tapped out, if we get to untap with our own open, or do it again on our turn, especially if we draw an untap source, that would be really nice. Okay, opponent is worrying for 0 in response. I think we let theirs happen. Hopefully they're nice enough to do the same. I get the feeling they're going to try to interact. Okay, so yeah, and if we had responded, then I guess they would have just flustered and got everything. Okay. So that is definitely a good draw. Hopefully I'm not being too aggressive here. Oh, shoot. Have to make white there. Okay. Another land. I think I already played my land. Yeah, I did. So we are going to play Tezzeret now. Okay, this hand seems great to me. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing, but it has the Lotus Bloom. It has the Consign. It has the Fluster. It has mana. So see what they find off of their Thunder Trap Trainer. Or of Invention. Okay, so we're going to leave up Fluster Storm there. Perfect. Love it. And if they were, we will counter that so fast. Absolutely not. Unless you have 2 counters, in which case, absolutely yes. They do not. Unsurprising. Okay. So 1 more turn till that comes off suspend. So we can leave up sync here. Or we can leave up consign. So if they just like play a Belcher, I think being able to consign it, and then if that gets countered, being able to untap and sync it is pretty good. I don't know what they would play that we need to sync other than because they don't even have the thing in yard for Tameshi. So I think we are just going to, yep, go this route. We're actually going to play Thunder Trap instead of Phalange, but Thunder Trap looks at 4, which is better than looking at 3. Ooh, drawing half my deck sounds good, especially with me putting Tameshis on the bottom. But I don't think we're actually like navigating in a way to get there. So I'll take the Disrupting Shoal. And I think my opponent, having played the mirror, is going to be better at navigating the games when he knows what's happening. Or sorry, when they know what cards each player has, but just having counterspells seems good. Okay, so they have the Flare, which sucks, but we can Disrupting Shoal, pitch the Sink into Stupor. I think that is better than just bouncing it. Okay. Oh, that is a good draw. Okay, I'm going to take the Sink. I'm not actually going to play it. I suspect it's going to get played, but when did they suspend that? I missed that. Last turn. Okay, Phalange. Miss off Phalange. It's pretty good for us, I guess. Okay. Second counterspell is nice. So I'm going to take down the Sink just because I have double flare. And I am really putting those on the bottom. Yeah, so I guess next turn I am actually just going to cast the Seagate Restoration. So I'll have double flare to protect it. Oh, well, cast that one. Okay, opponent, what do you have? Can you beat double counterspell? It's honestly possible with that number of cards in hand, but then we'll pick up Sink into Stupor first. You know, I just kind of assumed this was enough, but what do I have here? Yeah, I'm just going to draw a bunch of cards. 8. So I can do it again and go up to 10. I can do it again and go up to 12. I think I already played my land. Oh, I didn't play my land. So that actually changes things. Man, Moto's really lagging for me. Okay, let's draw half our deck with triple counterspell up. Because there was no reason not to do the rest first. Yeah, there is, because I want to make sure it's going to work. So Moto just crashed for me twice while my spell was on the stack, and that was upsetting. I'm okay losing. I don't want to lose like that. Yeah, if they have the Flusterstorm for me, that's going to be such a blowout. Oh, shouldn't have spoken into existence. Okay, and then I know, why is Sink into Super opponent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies. Yeah, I'm not beating 5 copies. Actually, am I? I guess I could just pay for them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies. They're all on Seagate. No, this one's on Seagate. This one's on Seagate. This one's on Seagate. This one's on Flare of Denial. So I want to exile it. I don't think that matters. Well, it's the same thing. This one's on Seagate. So if I pay for 3, I can counter 1. Yeah, I might as well pay. Wait, how many cards does this draw? Why did I think it was half your deck? Number of cards in your hand plus 1. That's way worse. I mean, it's still very good. Yeah, way worse though. And I didn't leave white floating. That was a punt. That was a real big punt, not leaving the white floating. Yeah, I guess that happens. Which is bad for me. Boy, do I wish I had left the white floating. Because then I could have countered that. Okay, well, I can at least bounce it here. Okay, the disconnection really ate up a lot of my clock, which is bad because I was already not moving at a fast pace. Okay, that's really helpful. I know I'm not even playing optimally, but I just need to take game actions. Get to the point where I can definitely win. Okay, so they are going to. Oh no, I wanted to do that with replicate. Well, I guess it didn't matter. Okay, can I don't even want to think about it right now. I mean, I do want to think about it, but I guess so I'll whir on end step for a second Lotus Bloom, and then that should definitely give me enough to do whatever needs to be done. What can whir for the next one? 5. Okay. So you're gonna try to kill me. I don't like when people try to kill me. You're gonna tutor up. You don't have the mana, and then I will be able to kill you, though. Right? That should work. Yeah, 'cause there's no way for you to produce the mana. Yeah, and I'll have a bajillion. Okay, maybe I should have responded there. Ugh, I wanted to float the mana, obviously. 8. So now I can do this for 3. Yeah, I guess I should have done this one. I don't know. Okay, cool. That was that was oddly stressful when it did not need to be. That was fun though. That was fun. Okay, time for round 4. We have the Lotus Bloom in hand. We have plenty of mana. We have 1 piece of disruption. Plus, we have the Philodries to find more. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep Windswept Heath. Plains Boros seems likely. I have to imagine this is a good matchup. So I am going to pay the 3. Like, we kind of recoup 1 here anyways. I don't have a ton that we want to counter. I think the land probably matters more. Oh, it's the blue version. Okay, so that's going to be worse for us. This is going to be a ton of value for them. I actually think we might be supposed to counter that. That single-handedly triggers the Guide of Souls. And if they had an Ephemerate, you got to keep it around. But this is huge, so that's unfortunate. So we will take this whir. So Felia blinking something is, well, Felia's not blinking anything here, but it gives them the extra life. So we'll go ahead and block. Okay. I'll get their cat. So we're definitely under pressure, but we are in a pretty good spot, I believe. Because next turn we should be able to whir for and activate. Yes, land enters tapped. Let's see. Is there a reason to leave up Waterlogged Grove? We could Hooter Counter Magic. That's probably not going to be relevant. Or we can have this open if they play a 3-drop. Which I do think these decks sometimes play Ranger Captain. So being able to counter that be relevant. Yeah. And the one thing that can go wrong here is if they have like a static prison to get rid of our Lotus Bloom, that's going to be unfortunate. But short of that, we should have them dead. Quantum Riddler. That's pretty good. Again, I don't think it'll matter, but it is good. Assume they're going to blink it with the Felia. Might as well attack with everything. We'll block to save the most life. Okay, we are at 9. Their Riddler is going to come back. They're going to make some cats. I don't think they have any disruption main deck. The deck they're playing is actually on my list of decks to play myself to get better acquainted with. Like I'm so used to playing against the Boros versions. This version's a little different, so I want to get to know it. Then, yeah, I'm doing a quick check of what they typically play in their decks. And it seems like the only thing that they might have would be interaction for the creature, which why am I blanking on the name? But we're not counting on that. Plus now we have the Flare of Denial for backup. We're not going to slow roll at all. Yep. And opponent concedes against. Well, I guess we have to sideboard a bit differently than normal Boros. Okay, so in this deck, in their sideboard, they likely have some number of consigns. Potentially Ashiok, potentially Boromir or Ranger Captain, likely Clarion Conqueror. Like, consigns could stop their Witch Enchanters. I don't think that's worth it. I was talking about Static Prison. They don't even play that card. What is relevant? I mean, not too much of this, right? I think we want the Dusk Rose. And we may want the Dispute. Probably don't need it. Yeah, that's honestly about it, I think. The Force Negation. Okay, the hand seems good. So we have our removal spell in hand already. We have the Lotus Bloom. We have the Tamashi. Suspending Lotus Bloom is a bit of a liability because they can just consign the cast trigger. But hopefully that doesn't come up. Okay. So they started with a Guide of Souls. Okay, turn 2. What you got? Nothing pre-combat, but they did shock in that Hallowed Fountain. Could be Consign, could be Felia. White Orchid Phantom. We did not bring in the mountain. That was a mistake, I guess. Okay, so if we go to game 3, we know to bring in the mountain. Hopefully there's no Ephemerate. Okay, yep, there's their attacking. We can deal with attacks, can't deal with Ephemerate. Please don't ephemerate me. Sweet. Okay, now we have to pray they don't Felia us. Okay, so now we can hold this under Trap Trainer to counter Ophelia. There is an argument for just Dusk Rosing the White Orchid Phantom. That way, if they do have Ephemerate, they can't. Like if they draw Ephemerate. I mean, if they have it now, they can do it in response, obviously. But I think if they had it, they already would have done it. But they can't draw it. They can't blink it and they can't blink it afterwards. So that would be good. And then we can counter the Felia. So that's. I think we're probably supposed to wait and keep it for something we can't beat. So if they're gonna play yeah, I think we wait. So they didn't have it. What are the chances they draw it? That was unexpected. Yeah, that is fine. That was very unexpected. Oh, and now I feel silly for not playing my Thunder Trap Trainer. Onslaught Pride is fine. I guess that's gonna make all their guys huge. 2, 4, 7, 9, 12, 12. Okay, so they have lethal. Can this hit it cannot hit the enchantment. Okay, so Spell Pierce. Okay, so we can Disrupting Shoal that. Oh wait, does it have to be blue? We cannot Disrupting Shoal that. So we definitely want that to resolve. Tapped land is really unfortunate. Okay, so what's the move here? I guess we put down Thunder Trap Trainer as a blocker, and we try to hit an untapped land, and then we can kill them next turn? Or do we just play the Tameshi now? Because still, they just have to draw a removal spell. If we block here, then we take, well, they fly one of these, then we take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so I guess we just play the Tameshi and hope to fade, which I like our chances, honestly. Shame that's not actually a 2-drop. Man. And they're going to draw 2 cards off of it, which is going to be insane. Oh, they can just, right, yeah, no. Yeah, so we know they're going to do that. Okay, 3, 7, 9. Okay, so we're at 2. And hey, what is your last card? So it's not Ephemerate. That's good. So then they do not have Solitude. Cool. So it seems likely that they're just dead here. Okay, 6, 7, and activate. Boom. Get belched. Okay, so we're going to be on the play for the final game. We have double Lotus Bloom, Disrupting Shoal, mana. We're going to keep. Yeah, we'll keep. Just the way that our hands lined up. Belcher would be a great top deck. Tameshi would be a great top deck since we have the Seagate Restoration. Our opponent went down to 6. Love that for us. Misty Rainforest. Ooh, Spell Snare. Loves that for us. What card do we care about the least? There's a world where I just cast the Seagate Restoration. So I don't know that I want to put that down. But the Disrupting Shoal, it's more likely to use the Sink into Stupor, I guess, because I already have the Drari Disruption. So I'll play the Drari, and we'll leave up Spell Snare for the turn. Show yourself, what are you on? Hedge Maze, so likely the Birthing Ritual deck, Neoform, Gorios, SD, number 2. I mean, it's going to say likely not Gorios with Hedge Maze on 1, but okay. I'm getting the feeling it's Neoform. Oh, I actually could have countered that with Disrupting Shoal. That was bad. I should have countered it with Disrupting Shoal. Yeah, because now I can't do anything here. So that was a mess. Do you have this? Wow. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's on me, right? Because I could have countered it. I didn't even think about it. If I counter it, then especially because I counter it, they play the Pact Negation, and then I Spell Snare it, and then they just lose. So we should have won that game. If I was good, we would have won. That sucks. So Flusterstorms are good. Mystical Dispute is good. Consign doesn't seem unreasonable. They might Besage us, so we want the Mountain, I think. I think Into the Flood Mall is kind of bad. Stern Scolding's definitely bad. Yeah, I guess I don't know if you're supposed to have Consigns in versus deck. Man, I'm really annoyed with myself for that. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. We do have to draw a creature for this hand to work out. Keep. Well, I shouldn't say we have to, but it would help significantly. Our opponent didn't mulligan, so okay, we probably have to draw the creature. But maybe they kept a slow hand. Maybe they kept a counter heavy hand. Sweet. So Now we have Force Negation and Flare of Denial turned on. With Love of Goblin Char Belcher, I'm probably not ready for it. But I want it. I think the Disrupting Shoal. We're not counting on these numbers though. I still think we take the Disrupting Shoal. So we can always Disrupting Shoal for X equals 0. So we can play that untapped. That gives us more counter magic. Planar Genesis is totally fine. Man, I am still kicking myself about that game one. That was a punt. Okay, that's fine. We're learning. I literally am playing this deck to learn it. Gotta treat yourself with kindness. And they're just leaving green open. So maybe representing a spell plus like a Veil of Summer. Or maybe they just figure their life total doesn't matter. So they might as well. Well, I mean, that's not even true, though, because you have Gristlebrand in your deck, unless you boarded it out. Okay, maybe they're going to Planar Genesis after that. No, okay. Yeah, no, they're just aggressively using their life total. Okay, do I want to turn this Waterlogged Grove into anything else? The answer is probably. Probably better for me as a war. Though actually having Disrupting Shoal for X equals 3 would have been smart too. Well, I guess I still will. Though I meant to hard cast. Okay, so cast this, see if they do anything. Yeah, that's fine. And that's a good one to draw. I imagine their hand is just like straight counter magic too. Just letting nobody doing anything. Oh, I was supposed to try to sink in a stupor that. Okay, so we're going to counter this. And the question is how. So you have 3 cards in hand, right? So we can have Flare for 1, Force Negation. I can just Disrupting Shoals, pitch Disrupting Shoal with this, actually. I think is maybe the move. And then, yeah. So that's fine. I'm going to start with Sink in a Stupor. Okay. I guess maybe because that one's not too bad for them. They get to go again. Okay, so think I want to cast it? No, actually, I don't think I do. What do you have for me? Maybe we'll play like a Generous Hint here. Or not Generous Hint, Hooting Mantles. Yeah, which is probably what I should have left the Sink in a Stupor for. I'm actually just going to try to counter this. So I guess I knew they were going to try to Neoform it right away, so maybe I should have just let them sack it and counter the Neoform. That would have been smarter. I don't know why I did. I mean, I did it because I didn't want them just having a threat in play, but I don't think they were going to keep the threat. I assume this is going to get consigned. 2 copies. I could beat that, but I'm not going to bother. Okay. Play that untapped. It's actually kind of an interesting, like nothing's happening, but it's kind of interesting to at least think about. Oh, Spell Snare seems huge. Right. So, okay. So currently I have Force Negation pitching Shoal. I have Shoal pitching Thunder Trap, Spell Snare, and Dispute. No, so I can afford to go down one of these cards. I guess I could have hardcast that way, so maybe I can't afford. I don't know. I wish I could take Tameshi. Okay. Now I have a threat. 14 turn clock. They'll never be able to beat it. Huh. I don't really want to. I mean, I'm never casting it, I guess. Though I might pitch it to Disrupting Shoal. If they play another Allosaurus Rider, I will pitch it. Okay. I don't think it's worth it to Spell Snare that when they're a Neoform deck. They have one less land. I'd consider disputing it. Might be greedy, but I'm going to let the Summoner's Pact resolve so that their mana's tied up next turn. Oh, they're just, okay. I guess they are like, if that's resolving, I can't win. Maybe they're just trying to get cards out of my hand. But despite the fact I threw game 1, it's not going to be that easy. Still wonder if the consigns are supposed to be in. Stop Lincoln Tracks to trigger, or stop Galta. I think if that's happening, I'm just going to lose to the big threat in play, though. Okay. So we're going to keep this hand. The Disrupting Shoals are promising. The Jwari Disruption is nice. We have the Tameshi, so hopefully we're able to find the Lotus Bloom. Okay. They've been to Besage, which is nice for us, though. Obviously, we did bring in the Mountain. Play that untapped. Planar Genesis is fine. That one does not kill us. It does potentially help them kill us, but it does not kill us. Can't interact with them cycling Generous Ent. They find Breeding Pool. You know, that was not on my radar. Yeah, I mean, I guess that happens. Interesting. So I'm not actually sure what I do with that. So Sync, and then they have like Dispute or whatever. That's gonna be kind of a feel bad. I don't know that they'd be willing to tap out on their turn, but I don't have a Lotus Bloom, so they would be safe. And I've kind of just put shields down actually by playing out my My Seagate. Yeah, so we have to respond here, I think. They are going to fire off a Mystical Dispute. I will do similar. Do I pitch the Tameshi? I think this Hex Drinker is their plan, though. Oh. So I could pitch Tameshi now, or I can try to race that. Racing it involves, well, they're going to smack me for 4. I'll go to 10. Next turn, they can give a protection from everything. So I'd have 2 turns after this. So I have to draw Whir. They have to not have Counterspell. It's kind of asking a lot. It just sucks because I don't think I'm beating this on the way back down either. So I have to find a Belcher here, which I don't. And I find the Whir. So yeah, and they're just gonna take all the way up. 3-turn clock. Hey, maybe they have nothing here though, since we drew the Whir. Yeah, that resolved really quick. So no guarantee that this works out for me, but we're gonna see what we find. 3. Okay, so 3, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's enough, right? So I'm gonna make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For 7, 4. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Okay. Yep, we got it. Probably. We could actually hit the mountain here. So we have to hit at least 6 cards, which I didn't think about. But what we can do, we can't end with this in play. Yeah, I mean, we take the risk. Cool. I was gonna say we'd have to get pretty unlucky to miss. Sweet. That was fun. Yeah, the deck was really good. Definitely learned some stuff. Yeah, I don't think I played perfect by any means, but it was still a pretty convincing 4-1. The deck felt really good. I had a lot of fun, so I'll actually be playing more of this because I think this deck's really good too. Yeah. If you stayed through to the end, thanks for watching. As a reminder, like, share, subscribe, comment. All of those things really help us with the algorithm. They go a long way. All of this is free, but those things really help us. And yeah, check out the podcast every other Wednesday. Thanks, and see you next video.